Time to give 'em game face. Game face all day, every day. Black curls, grew up the white kid in a black world. When you live and you're different, what the facts hurt. Move to the burbs and I don't fit in. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
I be going mental.
We go now.
I be going mental. I be going mental. You, KJ, we be going.
You. Go. We are here.
We are here. You are here.
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
Hey, KJ-52 Soul Glow Activator on Jam the Hype.
Yes.
Right? Am I saying it right?
That's where we're at. My
Jam
DJ
the Hype. Hey.
Yo. Trying to get his thing going here.
Look at that kid.
All right, go to bed now. Anyway,
Get out of here, kid.
Get out of here. You're busted. How you doing, man? Thanks for hopping on here.
Dude, I am doing good. I'm excited about the release of Mental, which is your what number album is this? 5, 6, 10?
Somebody
14?
asked me that today. I literally couldn't remember. I want to say it's an 11 or 12. It's a 12er.
It's a 12er.
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
It doesn't matter. All that matters is that this album is the bomb. I got to listen to it. I've been listening to it ever since you sent it to me. And
yes.
I went through some tracks today, and I'd love to talk to you about some of these tracks and stuff. First of all, Mental, I'm honored that you picked the song that we got to work on together and
yes.
create to name the album. But what is Mental about? What does it represent? What is it? What's the feel of Mental? What are you trying to portray? Hey, dude.
Yeah. Can I just start by saying, you brought yours?
Kid.
Okay, so now we're even. It's basically it's a kid fest.
All right, go to bed, dude. Go to bed. Close the door. Cause you gotta close the door. I'm doing an interview. I know. You gotta go over there. I'll tell you when you can come in, okay? All right, see you, dude. Bye.
You know, on a side note, we both have pretty well-behaved children.
Yeah.
That might be why our creative process was so crazy.
Get out of here! I'm calling
Mental.
Santa Claus. Go to bed right now. All right.
Well, if I could definitely say first and foremost, that song "Mental" was the song that basically changed the whole direction of the record. At that point, you know, we were just puttering along and making it happen. But I think when you and I finally connected, which I think was a long time coming, but took too long to get together. I mean, I know you and I had connected over the years at shows, but to finally get in there, and I felt like the process was I had sort of mined these gems. You know what I mean? Like I had this idea, I had the basic track going, but I was stuck. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know where to take it. And I remember we sat in the hotel room, and I said, "Here's where I'm stuck at." And I'll never forget. You kind of looked at me, and you heard a couple ideas I was playing around, and you're like, "Call it Mental." And you started messing around with the track real quick, and I watched literally the song take place sort of right in front of my eyes. And when you hit me with that one term, mental, so much of it just sort of came together. And I couldn't help but think about how our world feels like it's gone mental, how our lives sometimes feel like we're going mental, like we're losing it. But how often, just like the chorus you wrote where you say, they say we're crazy, but we don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And how, you know, people that take a stand for the things of faith or take a stand for the things of God are looked at as a little crazy, a little nuts. And I just got to thank you first and foremost for bringing that out of me. And I think that was, that song was just a song that just set the whole thing off.
Well, I love that the idea of when an artist asks me to help write a song for them, you know, it's just trying to get into your head and my head and finding, you know, a common ground that we can both agree on. I think because making music at the end of the day, it's something that I want to jump up and down about. It's something that you want to jump up and down about. And, you know, it's not just me and you. It's like your wives. There's you know, that's the person I show my stuff to first. You know, if it's Family Force 5, if it's KJ-52, it's like, and then you start showing your homies, you know what I'm saying? You start showing your friends and like, is this cool? Is this dope? Is this, am I, smoking crack when I made this track, So I was absolutely, on 10 for just coming up with some new stuff. Yes, I thought it took way too long for us to get together, after all the festivals that we've played together and stuff, and
Right.
all the stages that we've shared together and stuff. So I'm glad that we finally got to get together. But I know that it took quite a bit of phone calls too, just to get us both in the right headspace, because you did have some amazing beats. I feel like it was almost like a tag team wrestling type of making the track, coming up with the hooks, and it was like, send it back to you. What are you gonna do? Okay, and you tag in. I do a little suplex move, then I tag back you, and you're doing pile drivers and elbows, on the track. So
right.
I don't know.
Okay, speaking of wrestler, best '80s wrestler, go.
I like Macho Randy Macho Man Savage or whatever. No, Ultimate Warrior.
Okay. I was gonna say Macho Man only because the amount of beef jerky that guy has sold.
Yeah.
And also.
Yeah, I mean.
And he still answered. He still went, oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are like Hulk Hogan, and he did so much for it, but like Ultimate Warrior, like that dude is just heavy metal. So
he was.
I like that about him. All right, so hey, I want to get into this album, Mental. Let's go ahead and talk about that song since we've just been talking about the album title and stuff. It has you on there, it has me on there, and it also has our mutual friend and amazing Samoan, whatever his name is, Tadashi.
Yes. Speaking of wrestlers.
Yeah.
he was the Bruce the Barber Beefcake out of nowhere with the chair off the top ropes. Yeah, absolutely. I think you and I both had talked about, once we had the song and the basic format and the idea, that it just kind of needed one last clincher. And I think I remember obviously hearing the Chainsaw song and just how much Tadashi and you and just the whole flow, just how well it worked. And I've known Tadashi for quite a while now, and I just felt like that song needed like a big presence.
Yeah.
And
totally.
we both kind of like were like, he would be perfect one to hit up. And he's one of the first guys I've wanted to work with, but I haven't been able to. And it took us a good 6 months.
Yeah.
Triple teaming.
Yeah, I was just
chaining him down.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely did a few text messages to him and was like, yo, are you going to jump on this thing or not?
We were on the verge of kidnapping. That was how close we came.
There is no way I could kidnap Tadashi. He would stomp me and break my neck. And I mean, like, if you go to his shows, he talks about how much he could bench press back at college. So, like, I'm sure he could bench press me with just his, like, pinky finger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and if I stand sideways, you can't see me. So we were out of luck. So thank God he did it.
All right. Well, I'm super psyched about that song, and I think that's what kind of I guess sparked the new sound, the almost rebirth to me of what KJ is now, because this album, and I listened to some of your older stuff, it has a very serious tone to it. Like I mean, like the new Kicks song, that's that's got a little bit of that typical
tongue-in-cheek.
Typical KJ thing, but there's 5 songs on there that are of a very serious tone, very hip hop tone. What besides talking it out, what was going on in your life to create such a serious tone on the EP, on this album, Mental? Like, what made you want to step up? It just feels like your game has stepped up as a rapper. How did all that happen?
Well, I definitely remember you and I having multiple conversations about that. And I think at the end of the day, I think one of the best conversations I had was the truest definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. And so I think in a lot of ways it was just going, I can do the same type of record. It wouldn't be hard. It required very little effort. Or I can stretch myself and give it a new look and a new sort of take, for lack of a better term. And I think that's really what it just came down to. I mean, I've always done, most of my records have always been, the majority is serious. But the reality is those little aside songs, I call them they're almost like skits. It's those songs that always, I think, stood out to people, only because I don't think anybody else did that. So that's my curse and gift and blessing and all at the same time. But the reality is, can't do the same thing over and over. And you were great at like encouraging me to stick to the plan. It's going to work out. I know there's a few times I'm like, well, what if we did this? You're like, no, bro, trust me. This is where we got to go with it. And in hindsight, I definitely thought it was definitely the right move.
I think just what you have for the tracks that I did and the tracks that I didn't do, which are really dope, and we'll get into that in a second. But it's just got a very, very tough sound to it. It's got a very just strong, very confident, and I think that's really, really cool. And I think a lot of people are going to be like, "Whoa, like KJ-52." I've already shown it to. Whoa, is that KJ? Like that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest surprise from a lot of people. I'm like, yeah, that's KJ, and that's 52, and that's that 52, that KJ-52. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna keep saying KJ because whatever.
Well,
anyway,
I was gonna say one thing real fast too is that I think the market's changed. You know what I mean? Like I think in the past there was a lot of songs I had to do just to survive in an industry that didn't always get Christian hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So I had to make concessions for a good chunk of my career, which is fine. I don't mind doing that. But I think the reality is it's a different genre. It's a different market now. So
yeah, I think hip hop has exploded. The 116 guys have helped that go along, but you've helped that go along. Toby Mac, all these people, I've helped it come along. Speaking of the 116 clique, you've got a bunch of the 116 dudes on this record. Let's talk about Game Face. All right.
Yes.
This is is that the first single that you put out on this?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So that's pretty brand new. The remix is dope. I helped do the original track and help come up with the hook and stuff. But the remix is dope. And then you just did a lyric video to that, which is really, really dope.
Yeah.
So how did that come about? And then how did you come up with that awesome video? I'm a video guy, obviously, like with Cray Button and Zombie and all these dumb videos that I do. But yours just like it goes off like a Nike commercial or something. It's amazing.
Well, I remember, I think obviously after we did Mental, we were like, we need to do another one. And I remember showing you one of the beats that I'd been sitting on, and again, like stuck in a corner, couldn't figure out what to do with this beat. I knew it needed to go onto something. And I want to say it was something like I was in the gym one day, or I was just thinking about my old high school days of playing sports, and just thinking like that last minute speech that your coach gives you where he says, all right, it's time to go into the game. It's time to get your game face on. And I just thought about how many parallels there were with that. And I think I had like a couple pieces in it. You were like, no, game face is the one. It's anthemic. And I didn't know really where to go with it from there. But again, it was like another one of the situations where I had the diamond. I didn't know what to do with it. It was covered in dirt. I said, here, I don't know how to polish this. And you just absolutely made it shine. And again, I think the process was similar where we were like, well, we need to put somebody on here that fits that vision, and going after KB. And then as far as the video goes, I just think I was just trying to do something that was different, hence the dodgeball, hence the Gatorade commercial.
Totally. How did you get KB on there? Was this after this was after Tadashi, right? Mental?
Well, I had known KB because KB is from St. Petersburg. I'm originally from Tampa. They're very close to each other. And I had just used to see him at a place up there all the time. And comes to find out, KB went to a rival high school that I used to play in football. Granted, we're years apart, but I just knew the high school he went to. I knew the area where he was from. And so all I could think of is my relationship to him as far as sports went, as far as athletics went and things like that. And I knew he had, he obviously had this song 100. And I just thought, man, here's another guy that gets that vibe. You know what I'm saying? And it was really, I knew it'd just be simple to go, here's the hook, here's the beat, here's what I've done, do your thing over it. And I thought he really did a great job.
He did an excellent job. I got to meet him out in Texas about a month ago, and he was super stoked for that. And he was like, yo, just, let me know if you got beats. If KJ wants to jump on my stuff, then that would be cool too. We have a question from Jam the Hype people. Says, hey guys, so which one do you like better, Game Face number 1 or Game Face number 2? Laugh out loud. Right now, me personally, I like number 2, just because after I listen to music that I have to work on all the time and have to just constantly put in your head, go to sleep with nightmares of the song, trying to figure out what problems that are in the song, how do we make it to the dopest point it can be. To have somebody just flip it like that for the remix of it was really cool. That's my favorite right now. Number 2 is.
Well, here's my thing: is I love there's parts I love about both, which put me in a position where I've never had this problem, where I literally love 2 songs that are so different polar extremes of the same song. I'm like, do I do both songs in the set? Do I how much? It was such a good problem to have. And so I love my favorite part of the original is the part where you did that the part at the outro. Let me hear you shout, and it just goes, you know what I mean, just full on, just adrenaline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my favorite part of that version. Whereas the other version is kind of like one of those turnt joints. So when I do it live, I literally do both parts of the song. It's combined into one song. So I don't necessarily, I don't have one favorite or the other. But let's go ahead and show them the lyric video. Some people are tuning in, have not had a chance to check it out. This features the homie KB and this guy right here.
Woo! Roll the video.
I'm about to get up in my zone. It's time to get my game face on. I'm about to get my game face on. Game face all day, every day, all time. Drop these gems up on your head like an avalanche in a diamond mine. And you chasing that $1 sign. I'm chasing at my garden. I'm placing my face up in his face. And I run this race at the bottom line. And I game now. I try to find who's down to ride and roll with me. And I'm game face. I'm pissed not just how you died and who you be. And I'm throwing in. I'm showing in. Just what you give and done for me. And I know I live. I know my sin is gone. And I've been redeemed. I'm feeling like a beast. Feeling like I'm free. Someone let me in. Someone let you out. Then get up on your feet. It's game time. Let me hear you shout. Going in for the win. Body full of adrenaline. Turn in my zone. Going hard like I'm LeBron. Watch me take it home. Take it home. Watch me take it home. Take it home. Turn it up, let it pump in the trunk with a pack and I'm off in the blast in the vocal. Put it up for the rap and the jump for the cast to the off for the rap and the show call. I'm packing the laugh and the package, packing the mag and the packing the no-dos. I'ma break it down, take it down, make a sound. Kinda got a fast of a snowball. KG with the 18, that hard work, we see action. They try to skip the label, sit them boys to the C-section. We live this, no D-Vatics, so we got class, don't need credits. Train ourselves in godliness and it's obvious. You know the problem is that my click's strong and our wins long. Beast mode don't switch off and our day start before it hits dawn. And we finishing when y'all getting up. I hate the pain when I wake to try. 5 a.m. I know light, but I'ma buckle down. Suffer now, cause I'ma be the champ for my whole life. OKG against my team, y'all boys won't float like Macy's. They parade on the money they make it on, but that money won't save them. See, they think that my guys won't break them. Take them down, they don't really wanna wake us. Haters, cause they don't really wanna play us. You boys better step up, stand and take them, they know.
Thought you never see the day. Me on this remix. Tell me, homie, what's the play? He said don't have it. He said don't have it. He said don't have it. Got me going. Covering my team. So I take the ball and I'm running hard and I run for God and I never stop and I'm dodging sin when it's calling me. You get all of me and all I want is God.
I'm feeling like a beast, someone let me out. I'm feeling like I'm free, someone let me out. I'm feeling just like me and someone let you out. To get up on your feet, it's game time. Let me hear you shout.
Good. Love it. Love the remix. So, hey, I got a couple questions for you. Mental, since that's part 2, that video is Game Face
Yes.
version 2, part 2. What is it?
Well, honestly, man, that was like such a good problem to have. We felt like they were such a strong bunch of songs anyway. It was kind of like saying, let's make them first half, second half. And I want to also give it up to my homie Sam and Justin Reimer who did that video. We shot that whole thing up there in Vancouver, and they worked incredibly hard. So I gotta give it up for my Canucks up there in the tidy north.
Yep.
All my Canadians. But shout out to them. But yeah, it was first half, second half. We felt like they were just 2 great songs by themselves. But I gotta again give it up to you, my man, because you were the impetus that made that song happen.
Yeah, dude. So let me ask you. So there's Mental, and there's a part 2. Does that mean there's going to be a part 2 of Mental? Is there going to be a Mental version 2.0?
Really mental. Really, really mental. Absolutely
Like,
crazy.
Dumb Mental.
Yeah. At this point, anything can happen.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's move on. Tell me about Fight Music. Who did the track? How did you get Lecrae and Propaganda? And yeah. Oh, you already got a T-shirt on there.
Yeah, it's like Star Wars.
Lyrically, when I heard it, I was like, "Yo, is this Is this the new Michael Jackson's? It don't matter if you're black or white. Like, I think that's what this is."
You know what? I mean, me and Lecrae did that song, obviously on my last record, but the song was called "They Like Me." To be honest with you, man, it was tough to perform it live, and I kind of felt like I honestly didn't feel like the song got enough eyes or ears on it, and I wanted to do it in a way that I could perform it live. So in that particular case, I ended up remixing it myself. I had been sitting on that little spoken word piece from Propaganda for a good year, and it was supposed to be done for remix. It just never happened, basically. Long story short, I last second ended up doing it myself. And it's I guess you're right. It is like the new Michael Jackson, black and white. I think a lot of it was us just basically trying to tell our stories. You know what I mean? Him coming from his perspective, me coming from mine. But also the big thing that always stuck out to me was that first line that he says, which was, I don't do black music, I don't do white music, I do fight music, unified in Christ music. So I took that, sampled it, chopped it up, made it the chorus, put Prop's part on there, and honestly, it just feels like a brand new song. And now I rock it live all the time.
Yeah, it's dope, dude. I was like, yo, what is this track? This is crazy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Island of Misfit Toys. Is that an old track or is that a new track?
Yes.
Both. And
basically, I've been sitting on that idea. Yeah, do you know those guys?
Yeah, dude, they're sick. I love Social Club.
My 2 little homie hobbits over there in Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, I had been sitting on that idea for a long time. I watched this movie that said there's this one pivotal scene in the movie where it talks about this kid joining this group of friends, and they're all kind of outcasts. And when he joins this group, one of the girls in the group says, "Welcome to the Island of Misfit Toys." And just something about that line just hit me. And I thought, man, isn't that a lot of us? Like, don't we all feel like that at times? Just misfit, losers, rejects, zeros. I was really just trying to name so many different people groups in the song. But of course, I had never met Social Club. I knew about them. When I finally did meet them, I was like, look, I've been sitting on this song, and I know you guys have a heart. You obviously guys do Social Club, Misfit Gang. This would work well. And it was just a nice compliment. And plus, when Spazzy Rocket jumped on there. Long story short, I'll be honest, man, that's one of the first songs I've done in a long time that I can do live. That it just shuts the entire room up. Like you watch people's faces when they hear that, because, man, how many of us just want to hear that we're loved? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's good. I want to hear that I'm loved. Come on. I love you, KJ-52. Don't cry.
I'm sorry. It's getting a little too much, but yeah, man, I was.
All right, I got 3 more questions.
All right, go for it.
Fast, because I don't want to burn up your time, because I gotta read to my kid tonight.
It's important.
Brand New Day remix. Who did Sick?
Yeah. That's the homie. Yeah, that's the homie out of Miami. His name is G-Rock. We've worked previously on some stuff. He's done a bunch of stuff with like Lecrae and a lot of the 116 guys. That was one of those remixes that I'd been sitting on for a while that we just didn't have a home for. Brand New Day was a big song off my last record. You know, to be honest, man, most of this record is really an EP, but we didn't want to just do 5 new songs. We were like, why not do 5 songs and 4 sort of bonus remixes to give people more value for the buck? And so that was like one of them that was just a no-brainer. This is the first record I've been able to do every song live.
Wow.
Literally, I do every song live, and each one just connects. So
that's amazing. All right, so the next question I have is, tonight it's on Monday Night Football. How did you score that? What the heck?
I got to give a big shout out to Teresa Mills of the Paradigm Collective, who is also the record label, who is also my manager for the last 12 plus years, who is also works tirelessly behind the scenes to make me look amazing. She had the connection there and basically just sent it over. And I'll be honest with you, man, I thought Game Face was what they were going to go with, but they went with Tonight. So last night, speaking of last night, we ended up staying up till 11 o'clock to watch that little clip of it. And, man, for a kid that grew up watching Monday Night Football, that was just mind-blowing.
Dude, that's so sick. I'm so happy for you. All right,
the other great thing is they're going to keep playing it for the next 8 weeks.
Woo! Amazing. So my last question is, what's the future of Mental? And is there a tour coming up in spring or this winter coming up? What's going on?
I mean, right now I'm just doing one-offs, things like that here and there. You can go to facebook.com/KJ-52. It's got all my tour dates up there. But Jam the Hype coming to a corner store near you. The Jam the Hype tour featuring the homie Derek Minor, Truth, and a couple other amazing people that my mind is blanking out on. But yes, your boy is heading to your area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the interview with Jam the Hype, and it's been amazing getting to know you over the past year and a half with this brand new music. I'm super psyched for it. I hope it brings a new masses to the KJ-52 already well and established brand, which is awesome and continues to bless people. And let's work on some new music together too.
Thank you, man.
Peace. Bye. Bye, everybody.
I'm about to give a game face. Game face all day, a day, all time. Drop these gems up on your head like an avalanche in a diamond mine. Blue eyes, light skin, and some black curls. Grew up the white kid